And we're coming to you live for the Built Ford Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you are in the free Odyssey app. Good Wednesday morning. You're starting to see a formula in the other series in the Eastern Conference. One that the Knicks might be able to follow, where you get a road team, an underdog, going in, winning two. You're starting to see the injuries pile up for that particular team and the Cavaliers, and they hung on and probably should have won that game. Actually, not probably. They should have won that game, Cleveland, but it's a miracle finish by Haliburton, and that's what you want to see tonight from the Knicks to get up 2-0 with some of the things that the Celtics are dealing with. Yankees with a big win, Mets with an annoying loss against a really good pitcher in Zach Gallen. We've got a ton for you till 10 on this beautiful May Wednesday. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, G. And I got to tell you, man, the Pacers are the luckiest team in the world. I swear to God. I mean, they're playing the Cavaliers, who are missing three key players. We all know this. You know, it's Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and, of course, DeAndre Hunter, who comes off the bench for them. Mm-hmm. Donovan Mitchell was unbelievable last night. He shot 50% from the field, 17 to 21 from free throws. He was insane. And he had 9 assists, I think, too, as well. And he's trying to carry the Cleveland Cavaliers until maybe some of the troops come back for some support. But, man, the Pacers are catching the Cavaliers much like they caught the Knicks last year. Injury after injury after injury. And you have one guy that is basically, trying to carry the team with a bunch of backup players in Donovan Mitchell, and he was incredible last night. But I can't say enough about Tyrese Haliburton. I mean, what can you say? I mean, he's done it now two series in a row.
Yeah.
He's hitting these bombs, and not only did he hit that last bomb, he got the rebound. It reminded me of like Josh Hart in the middle of all this madness, coming down with the ball and then has the wherewithal to dribble out of all the trouble because, obviously a 3 wins the game, a 2 ties the game. And he does it, and it's just insane, how he was playing last night.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, too. You're exactly right. I mean, even though it stopped for the Pacers after they ended up beating the Knicks, it feels like the same thing. Like the Knicks were going down one by one, and then the Pacers end up winning the series. Same thing here, as you're right. They're getting lucky. And Tyrese Haliburton, for whatever reason, people don't like him. I don't know why. His peers don't like him. People in the media don't like him. They think that he's overrated. He was named the most overrated player by the other players in the NBA. And ever since that happened, he's been phenomenal, and he's been a star, and he's won games, and he does the things that Jalen Brunson does for the Knicks at the end of games. I mean, this is a guy that even Wally Szczerbiak went after, called him a fake all-star.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because of his voice thing. I'm not sure.
That's definitely not it.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I don't know. Guys don't like him, but, maybe it's the way he shoots or something.
He's earning the respect now,
though. He earned the respect last year. He's earned the respect all season long. And, Rick Carlisle's kind of interesting because when he does talk about him, it's like he has so much respect for him. Now, he's his head coach, so what's he going to say, right? He's going to support him. But, I don't know what all that stuff is about. I never really like those polls. If you don't put your name to it, then it really doesn't matter
to me. But that
me.
definitely stings, though. Like, if you're Tyrese Haliburton, there's certain things that you could just slough off.
Well, he talked about it last night.
No, I know. But when it's the guys who you play with that are anonymous, that get asked who's the most overrated player in the league, and your peers say that about you. But hell, I mean, I think that it is driven him to another level. Who knows if he plays like this, if he doesn't have that extra motivation of trying to shut everybody up.
I'm sure Jerry will have the cut. I hope he does. If he doesn't, we'll find it. But he basically after the game said, "Yeah, I hear it because everybody in the crowd is yelling overrated at him, just like they yell flopper to Jalen Brunson."
That's right.
And and it's kind of like fuel for their fire, and it's a little bit WWE in a sense of entertainment.
Yeah,
but it's good entertainment, and there's nothing sweeter. I mean, there can't be anything sweeter than hitting a game-winning bucket on the road when everybody's screaming at you that you're overrated.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I mean, it would take everything for me not to lift the double bird. I swear to God.
Right to the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So that's what Jalen Brunson said. He said there was that guy sitting courtside that was screaming at him the whole series. He would scream at him during the regular season. And then when he hit that shot in Game 6, he stared right at him and did his 3 thing with his face and made sure that guy knew about it. So, Yeah, I mean, it's strange. Like, you've told me stories, and the famous one about a guy who was asking for you to come over and get an autograph and then told you sucked to your face. But
he was a Jet fan. Right. And I was wearing a Jet uniform.
Yeah, which is a little bit
really
different.
Nice. That was really nice.
But, like, when you hear that...
I hope that guy's dead.
Was he old at the time?
It's kind of. Like, okay. I would say he's probably, maybe, I'm just trying to think now. So this was like 1995.
Yeah.
And it was the last game. I think it was against the Saints. Al, you'd have to look it up. And it was at the Meadowlands. And it was, I think, only 20,000 fans showed up for it. It was two terrible teams.
Yeah.
It was a lousy day.
Sure.
Hey, Boom, we love you. Too bad it didn't work out. Hey, can you sign my ball for me? All right, this is in warm-up, pregame warm-up.
Yeah.
I go over to sign the ball. Or I think I flipped him a ball.
Okay.
And nice. he flipped it back to me. He says, "You suck. I don't want your ball." Like he just couldn't wait to tear into my ass.
Sure, his voice didn't sound like, "You suck. Take the ball." Hey, Boom, we love you. Can I get an autograph? No, never mind. You suck. Keep your ball, you loser.
Right. Meanwhile, that guy has no idea what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but that's the fan engagement. I mean, like I'm when I was younger, I was a little bit more engaged than I am now when I go to the games.
Sure.
I don't have time, nor do I have the patience to be screaming at somebody or screaming at a player that can't hear me. But I think the basketball fan, especially one that's close to the court, the player can hear him, and they know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to me because we've seen throughout the years, obviously the famous one, Reggie Miller and Spike Lee, we've seen this stuff. We've seen it go really, really bad at the Malice at the Palace. But, I mean, this stuff, like those fans that are sitting down there can have a positive or negative effect on the players. And I think now more than ever, and I'd be scared now with the way that these guys are responding on the road. If I were a fan of the Celtics and I'm screaming flopper at Jalen Brunson, or I'm a fan of the Cavaliers and I'm yelling overrated Tyrese Haliburton, I'm thinking that's making them play better. I might start giving them compliments.
Yeah, you start throwing bouquets at them or something.
Oh, you're the best player in the world. I wish you were on our team. And then all of a sudden, brick.
You know what? The amazing thing about all of this is right now the NBA and the NHL playoffs are great. They are great. Golden State goes on the road. They get their win in Minnesota.
Every road team is one.
Right, but they lose Steph Curry to a hamstring. So I don't know how bad that is. It sounded like Steve Kerr after the game was not all that confident.
Well, hamstrings are tough, man.
It is. And he said that Steph was in the locker room really, downtrodden and that kind of thing. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get back there. But Anthony Edwards didn't play well. I mean, it was kind of like Jaylen Brown didn't play well in the first game. There were a bunch of guys in these higher-seeded teams that didn't play well and didn't put up really the numbers that you're used to seeing. So the question is, was it the layoff? Maybe that was the question, but I think in the case of the Cavaliers, it's just the three guys that they're missing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really just not fair to that team. We'll see how long those guys are out, but I mean, they were by far the best team in the Eastern Conference the entire year. And now here they are dealing with that. And, we like the Knicks last year, they were good, and they got bit by the injury bug in the second round of the playoffs, but they weren't the best team in the Eastern Conference the entire year. They weren't beating the brakes off everybody. This wasn't one of those deals where everybody's talking about how they're going to go to the finals and win a championship in Cleveland without LeBron James. All the talk that's been going on there and how everybody in Cleveland sort of like put the Browns on the back burner for once to focus on this great, fun basketball team with the coach of the year. And they love the team, and then all of a sudden they're going down one by one. It's just not fair. And they still almost won last night.
The one thing I will say about the Pacers is that, let's face it, we know it. We saw it last year. I mean,
pain in the ass.
They are a pain in the ass. They're kind of like the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes won a game in overtime last night in Washington. Like they remind me of the Hurricanes on the NHL side of it in the Eastern Conference because they're just, I don't know, just relentless. And that's how I view the Pacers. And again, they're catching a break. And the question is can Donovan Mitchell hang on until some of these reinforcements comes back? And I was trying to figure out, you can't figure out what's going on, who's playing, who's not playing.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing games at this time. But I will say, for both the leagues, the NBA and the NHL, these playoffs have been unbelievable.
Yeah, so far have been spectacular. And obviously, we've got a team right in the mix of it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if I didn't, I don't think I'd be watching the Pacers and the Cavaliers or any of these other series as much. I'd be focused on the local stuff. But with the Knicks in it, it opens your eyes to the rest of the series and what's going on in the East. And now
You got one team that's banged up in the Cavaliers. You got another team in the Pacers that you feel like you could beat when you're healthy because of what we saw last year. And you just start to think, somehow, some way, beat the Celtics. Somehow, some way.
There's a somehow, some way is this way. One possession, one quarter, one half, one game. That's it. Just worry about the next game. Just win, baby, as the great Al Davis used to say. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. So here's the thing about tonight's game. I think we all know that the Celtics are going to play better, that Mazzulla will, sit his team down. They'll look at video, and he'll say to them, this is what we need to do. This is our adjustments. If you want to say that Tibbs made great adjustments in the first game and that, he was the coach that won the game and, had a couple really good moments there and was able to navigate through the foul trouble that Karl Anthony Towns got into, give him all the credit in the world. So Joe Mazzulla now, the game is in your hand. What are you going to do to react to this? And I can't believe that the Celtics are going to miss 45 threes again. No. I don't know how many they'll attempt. Maybe they will attempt 45 threes, in regulation, but they're not going to shoot as bad as they did in game one.
Yeah, I mean, I countered that last time and I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be that less of a factor, and I don't think that the Knicks are going to miss as many free throws. But then again, I'm thinking, well, they might because Mitchell Robinson's going to be on the line.
If they go in the bonus and Mitchell Robinson's on the court, he's going to get fouled. You know that. I know that. Everybody else knows that. Unless of course the Celtics got a huge lead or something, and they don't want to give up fouls. That's a whole nother kind of strategy that you have to take into account if you are the Celtics. But
did you get a jersey?
I haven't seen one yet.
Did you get? And still hasn't shown up yet.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, everything sits in this mailroom for an extra day, so maybe today.
I did get a gift, and I did get a gift. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure what it is, but it is from a company called Grateful Fred.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
This is Knicks related?
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is?
It feels like a CD.
A CD? They don't exist anymore.
What do you think that is?
Grateful Fred. Well, I kind of know what it is because it says it right there.
I can't see. I don't have my glasses on.
It's an American flag badge.
An American flag badge?
That's what it says on it. Yeah. So I don't know if it's like something that
it's officially licensed Grateful Dead merchandise.
Grateful Fred
is Grateful Dead officially licensed merchandise.
So this is a Grateful Dead flag?
Well, that's what it said on the thing. It said American flag.
It has a flag right there, see?
Badge. Yeah.
See, it has a flag on the back of it here.
All right.
And let's
take a look. Definitely not a CD.
Enjoy Grateful Fred. Here's a list of flat surfaces where your badges can be applied. These are bad. Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Look at that.
How sweet is that?
Here. You want to read that? I can't read that.
Sure. It says, the loss of Sam Hauser is a big... Oh, no, this is a... Sorry. You find a tasty flat surface for your badge to live on. Clean the surface with rubbing alcohol, allowing the surface to dry completely. Remove the adhesive backing, apply the badge to the surface, hold in place for a few minutes to ensure proper bonding. Apply when the temperature is above 50 degrees.
This thing's pretty cool. Feel that.
You could slap this on the back of your Raptor, huh?
Maybe.
You could do that. That would look kind of sweet.
Right.
I think that would look really sweet. But yeah, so you're waiting on the jersey.
How would it look here?
That would look pretty good too.
Good right there, right?
Now, yeah, it would look pretty good as well.
Is there two, a left facing and right facing, or no, just the one?
Nah, just the one. Just the one.
Maybe I'll put it there. We'll see.
So still waiting on the jersey though. So people are wondering. They're sending messages. Did you get a jersey? Did you stick it in the freezer?
I feel like
Who
now
is it?
I don't need to do that.
That's what you think. But watch what happens tonight. What happens if they end up losing by 20? And you want to get ahead of this thing.
Is Sam Hauser playing?
Doubtful.
Okay,
he's doubtful.
Just like again, I did want to mention his name today, so I've only mentioned it once.
It's okay.
But I don't want to belabor the point either. But it is a little bit of an advantage for the Knicks when somebody like that is out for the Celtics, and we don't know about Kristaps Porzingis.
He's
That's
probable.
The other one. That's the other one.
So he's probable. Hauser is doubtful.
All right, so Kristaps, he's not going to be 0 for 4 in this game.
Well,
if he can make it through the entire game, his 7'2" frame is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Well, that's what, I mean, when you make it through the entire game, this is exactly what I was going to bring up, because this has been a recurring thing. It's been this weird upper respiratory thing he's been dealing with. You know, Joe Mazzulla said, yeah, I mean, you know, when he came back, he played well, but it doesn't feel like it's totally gone. So you don't know what to expect from him. I mean, he could go out there and just, again, play one quarter and be like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So there's no lock that Porzingis is going to be healthy and great and play 4 mammoth quarters for them.
Yeah.
So you could end up losing him and Hauser.
Hey, Al, who was the guy on Twitter that put me and Hauser together in a picture? That was hilarious.
You used Grok, yes.
Yes.
I believe I reposted that.
Did you? I thought that was hilarious.
Generoso.
Oh, Generoso did. Okay. Well, thank you, Generoso. Yes, I liked it.
Generoso NY, yes.
I sent it to Izzo. I didn't know if he put it out there anywhere. But
Yeah, is probably like, man, I do my own AI
I just want you to know that I am totally aware that there are times where I can get hooked on something and latch onto it, like Precious Achua.
Yeah.
But that last year, again.
Here we go. You don't have to
No,
explain yourself.
I want him to get some more run time. I do. I want guys to be fresh, especially in the fourth quarter where these games are won. Look, you know, the Pacers were down 14 last night in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they came all the way back. And I think the big reason for that is because the Cavaliers are missing 3 players that play a lot of minutes. So now the rest of the guys that have to fill in are not used to playing that many minutes. And now if the Pacers have their full bench and they're doing their substitution like they do it, then next thing you know, here you are in the fourth quarter and you're making runs. So that's where the depth really comes in for all these teams. And that's what happened to the Knicks last year.
It did. Everybody went down at the wrong time, but we're healthy now. And if there's any way you can come back to the Garden up 2-0, man, that place is going to be nuts regardless, but I can't even imagine the energy in there if you feel like you got that team on the ropes in Boston. All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. Jerry joins us just a couple of minutes, his first update of the morning.